So I fitted the door panel, I jumped the gun, expecting it all to work, and it doesn't work. So I've just been testing to see if I'm getting power to the plug, and number 7, so terminals 7 and 8, when I contact them two together, when I short them out, like bridge that, we actually get power and the lights come on. And I thought, oh, I'll let you know on how I discovered that it was going to be the circuit board. Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be getting on with the Golf. So previously I've done quite a lot of work on this vehicle. It was a free car. Basically I've upgraded from the Vectra that was given to me, done some work on that, swapped it for this. Plan is to get this all sorted out. I wanted to swap it and upgrade for a Beetle, but I'm not too sure because I'm actually starting to fall in love with this Golf. It's phenomenal. It's such a great car to drive, and I really enjoy driving the Vectra, and I didn't want to sell the Vectra. Now I really enjoy driving this, and I don't want to get rid of this now either. But the plan for today, we're going to repair the micro switch on the driver's door. So without further ado, let's get inside the vehicle, start stripping down the driver's door and replace that micro switch. So before I go any further, I took this little bung out here, T20, one of these ones. Straight in there, loosen that until the handle doesn't really open that well. And then there's this little clip here, the whole metal bracket sort of like comes away when you open the handle, and then as that comes away, you should be able to grab this bit here and just pull that out. And now I'm using a multi-spline 8 to undo the lock. And then once that's undone, we should be able to remove the little plastic sort of like a release cable there. So I removed the unit, that locking mechanism. Really didn't take too long at all. So now I just need to remove this micro switch. So I'm going to cut these bits of plastic off, we'll remove this and then cut this wire. So now I've got that pin switch in, I'm going to take it over to the soldering iron. I'm just going to melt these little bits of plastic over, and then, courtesy of, just get these out. So courtesy of Russ from Trim Porters, he supplied me with 2 of these. Now, these things are amazing. I'd never seen them before until I was round his, and he got these out and done an electrical connection, and I was just like, rah, they're amazing, really good. And they're, yeah, absolutely perfect for this job. And all I've got to do is put the 2 wires in either end and just heat it up, and it will just solder itself. So that's absolutely spot on. So appreciate that, Russ from Trim Porters. Happy days. I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to heat up. I never turn it on. Oh, what an idiot. Right, well, while I wait 5 minutes for it to warm up, because it is a cheap Chinese one, I'm going to go get a cup of tea. So I'll see you in 5 minutes when this is all sorted. So I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I put a little bit of solder on there. That's tight in there. I've tried pushing it out. It's solid, so I'm happy with that. Next thing is these. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up. But what I've done is, so the solder is actually just in the middle there, and both wires are just slightly overlapping either side. So all I've got to do now is apply some heat. Well, considering I've never used them before, that's gone on really well. Like, you can see the solder when it melts and spreads. Excellent. Wonderful. So I fitted the door panel, I jumped the gun, expecting it all to work, and it doesn't work. So I've just been testing to see if I'm getting power to the plug, and number 7, so terminals 7 and 8, when I contact them 2 together, when I short them out, like bridge that, we actually get power and the lights come on. So I've done loads of testing beforehand. I had a multimeter out and I checked which ones were getting power, which ones were earths. Messing around for absolutely ages because electrics is not my thing. But finally found out it's 7 and 8. So shorted them out, that's fine. So the problem is within that door latch, which it could actually be some soldering inside on the circuit board. So I'm going to have to take it all apart and investigate that door latch. Otherwise, it's going to be a replacement latch. So I spent a couple of minutes having a look around the unit, seeing how to dismantle it and what the best way was to take it apart without breaking anything. And I think the best way, and probably the only way, is to remove all those little torques, and on the back side there is that spring, and that spring, just remove that spring, and it all just quite simply just comes apart, and the actual latch unit and the circuit board are in 2 separate parts. So I've ended up stripping the whole unit down, and I don't know if you can pick it up, but there is a little bit of corrosion on number 8, pin 8. So I've just taken it all apart, cleaned it all up, testing all the connections, everything is connected. I just spoke to Matt and he said just solder that blue one directly onto the back of the terminal there. But I've just done loads of tests on that after cleaning it up and it seems fine. So I guess put it all back together and go test it. So I was just putting it all back together and I thought, oh, I'll let you know on how I discovered that it was going to be the circuit board. And the way that I worked it out was because I tested pins 7 and 8 in the vehicle, bridged them across, and the interior lights turned on. So when I bridge across here, it should be a complete circuit. So when they connect, it should sort of like go down to 0. And what was happening was there was nothing there at all, wasn't getting any reading, and I took it all apart, cleaned it all, and now when I test with both of these, it is actually making a circuit. So in theory we should be able to fit this and it should actually work. Well, that's an absolute result. I've connected it back up. Obviously you've got to connect it back up there, but yeah, connected it all up, and that's the interior lights working. Happy days. So yeah, it was just a dodgy connection inside there, rust, well, corrosion on the pin switch inside. Right, well, let's get it all fitted again. Sound deadening, got to do that door yet, but next job, going to crack on with that seat. So let's get this all back together. So there it is, job done. Everything is back together, all sorted out, everything works. Currently the interior lights are off. As soon as we open the door, they all come on. That light's working, I think everything in the back's working. Yeah, that one up there is working that I replaced, that one's working. All the interior lights now work. Yeah, so although the lock and everything is working again, and it's all sorted out, it's only a temporary thing. It's not something that will last forever, because, well, all things wear out eventually. So yeah, it's only a temporary thing, but it'll do for now. I guess the next job, replace that seat base, and I'm going to fix this handle here on the back of the seat that's broken. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.